Hello, my name is Bree Joyous Kumar, aka Miss Bree, and I'm the founder and director of Daytona Beach Music Academy in Daytona Beach, Florida, United States. Just wanted to hop on and tell about my experience with Katie so far, and it's been amazing. She is a wealth of information, and she's very down to earth, um, straight and to the point, and will tell you the truth. So one of the first things that made an immediate difference for me was my change in prices. I was planning, I think I started a little bit before May, and I was planning on doing a price increase in September because that's when I usually do my, what we call my annual calendar. And she was like, why wait? Do it now, especially going into summer, which is when a lot of times we'll have a lot of drops. And fortunately, I am happy to report that it made sense to me. I was encouraged to do, or my assignment was to do market research to see basically, that I'm not charging too low nor too high. And then from there, I decided on a price and we talked through some different things. I can say that when I went into summer, I did not feel like, oh my gosh, it actually helps me to maintain. There were actually only a few drops, and that was another advice that was given was like, hey, don't make a big announcement about, hey, what are you going to do for summer? And that made a huge difference. And so, yeah, just those two things alone, raising the prices, doing market research sooner than later, going into the slower season, kept me afloat. And I'm looking forward to more of working with Katie. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Amy Schweizer, founder and director of Tiny Troop Soccer. I'm so excited to join Katie in the Gold Medal Coaching Program. On our intensive day, Katie was kind enough to allow my director of operations as well as my assistant director to join us. We had 4 hours of one-on-one personalized coaching that was directly for our business. Katie is the first professional that I've come across that is focused on children's activities business. So that is what first drew us to her. After taking her Scale to Freedom Accelerator, I knew that this would be a great fit, and the Focus Day just completely solidified that. We're excited to work on our marketing programs as well as our affiliate locations. I'm excited to see what Katie has in store and how my business is going to grow. Thank you.
Hi there, my name's Shelley and I run a theatre school business for children called Stepping Out Stars of Tomorrow, hence the bowler hat and the show pictures in the background. I've had my school for 15 years and absolutely love doing what I do, and I've had several business coaches through that period, but I just felt with Katie that I really connected to her. She was really lovely on the phone, and I felt that she had a wealth of experience which would really help me take my business to the next level. And that's not to say that the coaches that I'd had before weren't great, because they really were, but I really like the fact that Katie's mentorship had lots of different children's activities in it, and I think it's fantastic that I can learn from football coaches or rugby coaches. It's not just about dance and performing arts, and that was something that really struck a chord with me. I've been in the membership for the last couple of months, and I've really enjoyed the time that I have already started to implement some of the amazing things that Katie has suggested. The first being bringing an extra 55,000 into my business, which could be fantastic if that comes off. So yeah, I'm really super happy and really recommend the CEO membership. It's great. Welcome to our Accelerator Cash Flow. We are literally about to get started, but before we go into the incredible training that we've got planned for you, I just wanted to give you a bit of an intro, because if you're anything like me, I always want to know exactly who I'm learning from and what they have done, that I know they're the right person to help me. So I'm Katie Cannon. Lovely to meet you. I can't wait to be with you, to hold your hand and nurture you to success this week. My background, I was a 5 times British gymnastics champion representing Great Britain at 2 World and 2 European Championships, and then went on to become a 7-figure entrepreneur in this industry, in our incredible children's activity and sports world. And I really wanted to take my passion from gymnastics and turn it into a business. Fast forward 20 years, I am honored to come to you today with so much experience, ranging from 20 years of building gyms and classes. You name it, I've done it in this industry. I've done the village halls, I've done the leisure centers, the communities, I've done the franchise models, they're having hundreds of different schools and the school gym model. I've then built my own centers. I've tried multiple different things. I've had the highs of the highs and the lowest of the lows. I've had times where I've not paid myself. I've had times where I've had betrayal of team members and have failed employees. I've had times where I'm building teams and times where my teams are failing. You name it, I've done it over the last 20 years. But I'm also going to come with you with not just so much knowledge to help you build a thriving, profitable business. My number one mission for children's activity entrepreneurs is not to be the business owner. I want you to be the CEO so that you can then go on to build other income streams if you wish. Over the last 20 years of experience, I have been able to then move my experience into building other companies. I'm now the CEO today of 4 different companies in different areas that range from the online coaching space to the traditional business model and bricks and mortar of traditional business. And why is that so important? It is important because I not only teach you strategy that works in the traditional market of the children's activity world, I'm teaching you how to build in the online space as well, which is so incredibly powerful for your marketing and for your mindset and your discipline and your leadership. You mix traditional business with online business and you bring them together. You have a rocket ship of a business model, and you as the leader will be a rocket leader. There'll be no literally stone unturned. You've got everything covered from your end as an entrepreneur. And that is why I'm very excited to welcome you this week, where we're going to have so much fun together, where I'm going to be going through all the different income streams that I want you to start building into your business in 2025. So we're literally about to get started. Get yourself a drink, get yourself a big pad of paper. You're going to make loads and loads of notes. Let's get started.
All righty then, welcome everybody to our day 2 of our Cash Flow Accelerator. We're a little bit low on numbers on Zoom, I see. Hello, Gary. How are you, Gary? Can give you lots of personal attention today. We got lots streaming in on, I can see YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Welcome. So we have Gary, we have Sam, we have Sarah, we have Ali. I think that's an Ali. Welcome. So welcome to our day 2 of our Boost Your Cash Flow Accelerator as a children's activity entrepreneur. We will have many people watching this on I'm just checking everybody can hear me. 2 seconds. Can you just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay? It's just crackling a little bit in the background. I'm just making sure. Thank you, Gary. Cool. Everyone can hear me on socials. Yeah, we're all good. Okay, fine. Great. Perfect. So day 1 yesterday, we talked all about monthly subscriptions. Today, we are very much going to be covering annual payments and how to get more from the students that are currently coming to you. So as I mentioned yesterday, many of you are from many different backgrounds in your business and different journeys in your business. So people that have registered for this accelerator, whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching this on recording, we're working across 4 different time zones here, but we're also working with cricket, football, gymnastics, tennis, rugby, martial arts, dance, just to name 7 there. Across our communities at Gold Medal and across all of our programs, we work with over 35 different activities in 4 different countries across the children's activity space. So whether you are brand spanking new to business and you've literally just got maybe 1 student, or maybe you've literally just registered your company, or you're very established all the way up to franchising multiple venues, you're in exactly the right place that you need to be, because we work with all children's activity entrepreneurs from start all the way through to whatever vision that you have for your business. So anything I mention over the course of, whether it's yesterday, today, or tomorrow, some of it might land, some of it you might like, okay, that's great. I'm not at part of that, my journey yet. It's going to land at different times, whether depending on your experience, your level of commitment to your business. Some of you may just be starting your business for a hobby. Some of you, it's like, this is my established business that I want to turn into a full-time income, or it is your full-time income. Building it is a very strong business. So today we're going to be covering unlocking instant cash flow and ensuring, because all the time when I'm working with people, especially on a one-to-one level, I am looking into their businesses. It's very much stripping back their businesses, seeing what's missing, what's left on the table, where can we improve here, where can we strip back, what is missing, what big opportunities are not staring at you in the face that maybe are staring me in the face. After 18 years of experience, I've worked with business mentors for the whole of my 18 years in business, apart from 2 years. Those 2 years I didn't were my slowest growth in business, and I made some really poor decisions. Because when you're so close to your business, you can't see the wood through the trees. You need to have someone who is seeing different things. When you're so close to it, you can't see the other opportunities. I have mentors that I'm working with on a day-to-day basis myself. And even as a business coach, I think, there's many things that I've ticked in the boxes and that I've said strategies and everything. After being in business a long time, I know exactly what I'm doing, but I'm too close to my businesses. I have people that share the same knowledge to me and go, Kate, you haven't seen this. And I'm like, oh my goodness, how have I not seen this? It's because we're too close to our business. So make sure when you're learning this week, as I said, taking ideas, knowing, okay, that's I'm going to implement that one first. Then I'm going to maybe do that one in 2 months' time, depending on your journey and where you are. So when we're instant locking cash flow, exactly like I've just said, sometimes you can't see. And when I'm working with many people in our communities, I'm like, there's 10 grand sitting there in front of you. Why is that not being mentioned? They're like, oh, how have I missed that? So much, there's 2 grand over here. Well, I've even found 60, 70K in people's businesses that you're not maximizing this efficiently. So it's you needing to see the different set of eyes on your businesses. So to start with on this, one little idea for you. So there's many I can teach you, but we've only got 3 days together this week. So I've pulled out the most poignant ones that are easy for you to implement. So yesterday we did monthly memberships. Today I'm going to be talking about annual payments. So there's good and bad. So I'm going to go through the good of annual payments and the bad of annual payments. So the good is they are boosting your cash flow. It's security. Now, I know that's obvious, but I'm starting with the most obvious one of if people are paying for the year, it's obviously going to boost your cash flow, but it's boosting your cash flow immediately. It's not going to boost your cash flow in 3 or 4 months down the line. And I'm going to share a few different examples about this. So the benefits are boosting your cash flow. Number 2, it's securing your customers for longer. So if your customers are staying with you and they're like, do you know what? I'm going to pay for the year. You've got me for 12 months. So you've got security of retention in that customer. Number 3, if you're doing an annual payment, I highly recommend you do a discount for your regular customers to incentivize them to do an annual payment. So they're the 3 positives. Now, here are the negatives. Now, if you don't know your numbers well enough and being part of the Gold Medal community and being involved in our mentorships, you will know your numbers inside out, back to front, because it's a key part that we teach in all of our core systems. You have to. You are a business owner. You have to know your numbers. One thing I really didn't get right in the first couple of years, and I wish I had. And if you don't know your numbers and you don't know what discount to give, it can really have a big detriment to your business in that 12 months of that customer not paying. So the biggest one is not knowing your numbers, and obviously they're paying up front. So one of the negatives is you have to know that you can be okay without that customer's monthly membership for the foreseeable of the 12 months, because you're getting it all up front. Now, I'm going to share an example with you on this. Now, we're coming up to, well, it is pretty much Black Friday now, isn't it? People have been doing them for the last couple of weeks. You can do them into next week. But if you haven't yet, here are some ideas for you on what we did last year. So we did a big Black Friday offer. The offer was pay in full for the year, get 3 months free. Now, it was our biggest Black Friday offer we've ever done in terms of success. Now, I thought to myself, we were like, okay, yes, we're given, we've sometimes in annual payments done 1 month free, 2 months free. This was by far our biggest. So get 3 months of the year for free. Now, we knew our numbers. So the reason for this incentivization was because we had done a lot of investment last year of brand new equipment, brand new gym, and so forth. And we had a good 50, 60K sitting on our company credit cards. Now, I knew it was all well calculated. It was an investment into the company. But I said, you know what? Yes, we're going to lose that 3 months of that annual payment of that customer, but we're going to get charged more on our interest that we've borrowed to invest in this facility. So it was calculated. We didn't just think, oh, pull out of a discount thin air. It was, we are going to have more interest charged to us than if we're giving away that, those 3 months. And in 3 to 4 days of our Black Friday, we brought in about £60,000 of annual payments for next year. We took that money and we paid off all the investment in one go. But we had calculated that's a lot of clients. We worked out that it was probably around 80, 90 students. Okay. And you will often find that around 5 to 10% of your clientele will probably go for the annual payments. And that's very much numbers we've done throughout the years. So we looked at it and thought, okay, can we on a month-to-month basis still pay all our overheads if we're missing those 80 to 90 children not paying, which accumulates around 6K? And we knew we could, so that's why we did it. So I want to share those two examples with you of positives and negatives, because if you get it wrong, I have totally done it wrong over the years when we've done some great offers thinking, oh my God, the money's coming in, this is exciting. And then 3 or 4 months down the line, you're like, crap, I'm really struggling to make wages. And you're like, there was one point, I was about 5 or 6 years into business, I couldn't understand my cash flow. I could not make head or tail, and maths has never been my strong point. I failed miserably at school. I was very good at all other subjects. I can't get my head around maths, cannot. Did it at school, retook it, did even worse. But I get business maths because I can relate to it. So if you struggle with numbers, do not stress. It was not my fault, my strongest point at all. That's why you have accountants and bookkeepers. That's why you delegate out that. I'm creative. That's my strength of creative, working in a team, designing, imagination, vision. Numbers is not my forte. I've had to work at that for sure, but I've worked at the numbers I can control and I can understand. I don't know all that goes on behind the scenes because I'm not an accountant and that's not my job. So if that is you, do not worry. It's not going to hinder your success in business at all. Just need to find the right team to support you on those numbers. But knowing your basic numbers, we teach this in our bronze mentorship that we were talking about yesterday, in your core systems. It's one of the top core systems, building your finance system, knowing your strong numbers. You can't build without it. I really wish I'd known that on day one of my business. I'd have saved myself thousands of pounds, many heartaches and tears later as well. So on that, I had made bad decisions where I was like, we gave out some great discounts. I was like, yeah, all this money is coming in. This is fantastic. But 6 months down the line, we had spent that in different areas. We'd invested in the business, but there was no cash flow in the business. And we struggled for a good 3 or 4 months to make payroll and then brought ourselves out the other end of it. So when you are building your annual payment offer, I want you to think of that. Think of your bottom line. Can you, if X amount of children bite for this offer, can you survive without them in your bottom line the next year? What discount can you afford to do? And what is the reasoning behind this annual payment? Is it just, I want more cash flow in my business? That's still good enough. Don't have to have some magic creative answer. If you just think, I just want 10, 20K sitting in the bank account, then great. But always think, is that for an investment? So we talk to people, especially at this time of year, as people are building in next year into their mentorships. And many people at the minute are signing up for our bronze, silver and gold mentorship programs because they want to ensure they've got their mentorship sorted for 2026. This is a great offer. If you are thinking, I need to find the cash flow to pay for this mentorship, this is perfect because you do an offer to your clients. You've then got the cash up front and then you can pay for your mentorship. It's the same thing. Remember how I said yesterday, why have I designed this? Why have I designed our cash flow this week? All about giving you the skill sets, giving you the tool set and the tool belt and the solution mindset around creating money. This is a perfect example. It's going, look, I don't have it now, but I know how to get it and I'm going to get it in the next 7 days, rather than, but I just can't afford it, because that's never going to get you anywhere in business. What you don't know, you have to invest in. So for you to get, like we do this, especially at the minute as well, with goal setting, we're doing a lot of goal setting with our community. For you to get from, say, 100,000 a year to 250,000 a year, you need to do something that you're not doing. It's not just going to happen like that because you don't have the skills to get yourself to that. So it's look and go, what do I need to invest into myself personally to ensure I have the skill set to then ensure by this time next year, I'm then achieving this. Okay. So it's having a reason, it's having a purpose behind your annual payments of why do you want it? Why are you willing to give the discount? And how is it, creating a space for that next opportunity in your business? So I love annual payments. I love them and I hate them. I love them for the opportunities they can provide, as long as you know why you're doing it. Just remember, sure, the flip side is you're going to have to ensure you can work your numbers. Okay. So as I said, I've had fantastic successes with annual payments for sure. And I've also learned some lessons that I've shared with you today through annual payments, hence the reason for the love-hate with them. So when you're doing an annual payment offer, just make sure it's a bit of a no-brainer. Why would someone part money with you for the whole year? 1 month free doesn't touch the sides. A little bit like if you said to someone, I'm going to give you 10% off. Oh, really? 10%? Oh, is it worth it? But if you said, I'm going to give you 25, 30% off, you're like, do you know what? That's really worth doing. Or if, especially if you've got 2 or 3 customers that come with you and they're all siblings, that parent could save a good, probably 3 or 4 or 500 quid with you from paying up front in the year. So that's annual payments. I'm now going to move on to increasing enrollments, to how we can do this to strengthen your cash flow. So a few ideas on this is it's all about adding more value within current programs and doing it strategically with upsell offers to hit the mark of your parents to increase your enrollments. Now, 2 ways you're going to be doing this. Number 1, I want you to have a look at each student that comes into your organization. And I want you to look at these 4 areas under this umbrella. Can you increase their class times? Does a preschool kid come to you for 45 minutes? What's the next step if they come to you after their preschool class, once they've graduated up? Is there a beginner advanced squad program? You don't have to call it that. It's going to mean differently, different in every community, in every business. Is there a way you can develop their classes? For example, ours go from 45 minutes to preschool, 1 hour beginner, 1.5 advanced, 2 hours squad, 3 hours competitive. Now, just by increasing that, we did this many years ago, but when we did this, we added another 7 or 8 grand to our bottom line every month, because every customer, this obviously depends on how many students you've got. We were very well established by this point, but we increased everyone's membership by about 15 to 20 quid a month without bringing another new student through the door. They were just doing more with us. So increase their class times. Can you offer multiple times to come to you? This works really well. For example, this works very well in performing arts, for example. This works very well in, say, gymnastics or cheerleading. There's some models this doesn't work quite so well, but you can find it's an idea. Plant the idea for you, because you will find a way of implementing this in your model. So it's looking at, okay, they're coming to dance. Can they do tap? Can they do modern with me? They're coming to, for example, my son does football on the weekends. He does a Saturday class of skill, Sundays league. And I've actually worked with them and developing this program for them. So there's multiple different ways in different programs that you can do depending on your activity. Look at all your referrals. Are you asking each and every person for a referral? I could do a whole training. There's lots of this in our bronze mentorships and silver and golds of the whole process on how to really implement a referral program. It's huge. You do these. We've got a massive marketing section. If you implement it all correctly, you will have a very different business by this time next year. But it will take you a good 3 or 4 months to go through and to really implement and to see it all building out in your business, because it's super, super thorough. So you've got increasing class times, multiple times to come to you, referrals. And then the last one on this section is siblings. Are you really leaning in to your siblings? Are you asking them? Don't just assume that, well, they know we take siblings. Of course we take siblings. They just come to us after. No, reach out. Who has a sibling? Whose child is about to turn the age of that you start? If you start at 2, is that child 18 months? Be aware of who's in your families. Focus on quality, not quantity. And when you really focus on that rather than just lead, you will really start to nurture every single lead that comes through the door. Your ad spend will go down, but your retention will go up in your business. Okay. You would have a lot less attrition. And then I want you within this section to look at your front and back end. So we call it very much like, you don't want any leaky funnels. Yeah. It's like, woo, leaky funnels. You don't want people coming in and then going out as fast as they come in. Ensure you've got every part of your funnel laser tight. Almost think like you've got a leaky house. You've got buckets. Which one are you going to fix first? Which one's the most important? And some ideas on this, it's looking at front end to back end. So front end, you're thinking, how are they coming into my world? How am I nurturing their leads? How am I connecting with my customer? When they become a trial, how are you keeping hold of them? How are you delivering them excellent customer service, excellent customer journey? Some of the things I've just talked about with really looking into referrals and your siblings and multiplying the class times, that's all delivering next level customer service. It's all about knowing your customer, knowing where they're at on your journey, knowing, is it time now to upsell them this offer? Are they ready for that next level? Are they ready for that next class? If you know that they've just recently had a baby and they're part of your preschool program, maybe they have a child in there that's preschool, they've recently had a baby, going above and beyond and thinking, how can I reach out to them? Can we, offering your congratulations, marking when the child was born, so that we start at 6 months. So we can say, when they're 6 months, come along to us, but their account is marked with all of this. And that is to do, we're not going to go into building your team. That's a whole nother training. I've actually trained for a whole 7 days before on building your team. But your team is, when you're building your team, this is something as you grow your team that if you're one-man band at the minute, you're not going to be doing all this to start with. Give yourself grace. But as you grow, I said, remember, I'm talking to lots of different people in this accelerator of different levels of experience. This is something we have full-time sales managers on the phones. So they're building all of this into it. But we didn't start like that. But no, I always teach you with the end in mind. So as I said at the beginning, there can be some things you're like, I'm nowhere near ready for that. That's absolutely fine. You've got to start somewhere. But eventually, what business are you actually building? What do you actually want it to look like? So going through what we've covered today, very much I want you to pick, I said yesterday we did monthly memberships. Today has been all about annual payments and increasing the spend of your clients per child And when you can really focus on just those key things that I've taught you in the last 2 days, you will really, really start to see your business flourish. But most importantly, you will start to think about your business differently. And that's my main mission in all of our mentee programs that we teach is your mindset as a CEO. Yes, I'm teaching you as a children's activity entrepreneur, but you will come out as a completely different entrepreneur. We've had many people that we've worked with who have built amazing children's activity businesses, but then have the mental strength and the capacity and the skill set to then go and build other incomes in different areas. So said you might be nowhere near thinking of that yet, and that is okay. But it's giving you are an entrepreneur and a CEO in this space, and you're starting to think differently on how you can build your business. So yesterday you heard me talk about our bronze mentorship. Our bronze mentorship is our very much foot in the door with us at Gold Medal. It's our very first stepping stone to working with us. It's 49 quid only. I know, 49 quid, madness. Literally for the end of this week during our launch. It then goes back up to 59. Now, what you get within this, if you feel a little bit lost in your business, you're looking for core systems to really help you grow, and you are looking for foundations or that you can literally learn and implement straight into your business. Everything from finance, marketing, team building. We focus around 6 core laser type focus systems that you can actually learn quickly and implement. With our bronze mentorship, it's a mixture and a hybrid of self-study and accountability. So if you're like, I need someone to hold my hand, I get a bit lost. If you just give me a loads of modules to follow, I'm not going to do them. This is why we have a hybrid of the two. You get 1 Q&A a month and 1 monthly training with us a month across 3 of our coaches. So you can pull from over 50 years of experience within the children's activity world, which is absolutely huge. If you are, Glia, can you just pop the link for the bronze mentorship in for me? That would be amazing. If you are looking for more of a hand-holding approach and you've got a very much more established business, you want to be starting to look at our silver and gold programs. This is where our one-to-one mentorship kicks in. But I'm not going to talk too much because this week's all focused on helping you get started in our bronze mentorship. But as I said, this week we've got many different talents and different experiences that are joining us. So you've got a hybrid of bronze, silver, or gold that gives you that ability from core system training, if you're looking at bronze, all the way up to gold, which is our very personalized approach, which gives you the one-to-one teaching. So any further information you want on bronze, please let us know. There's lots of information in the Facebook group about it. But as I said, you've got till the end of this week for 49 quid a month, and then it goes back up to 59. So we'll be back tomorrow for day 3, where we are going to be covering very much looking at your discounts and very much looking at how we can double your enrollment cash flow. So if you're watching this on replay, make sure you've watched yesterday's as well. I said it's all been sent out on email and it is within your Facebook group. Honored to be with you and to teaching you and to holding your hand in this incredible industry this week. And I will see you tomorrow. You take care. Bye. Bye, Gary. Bye, Sam. Bye, Sarah.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Recording stopped.
Thanks, Gary.